No creative process is the same, right? But I imagine in your experience, you've come across many people's creative processes and you've probably identified some patterns amongst them that tend to lead to good outcomes, right? What are some of those things?
I think that a lot of it is, one is teaching them or getting them to have the ability to externalize their process. To early on, it's not the concept of I, it's the concept of we. Like that's one of the simple things I do to evaluate team health is which one of those words do they use. But how do I put whatever my idea is out to a group? Partially to have them help me, right? The best ideas I've ever had, I did not have alone. Everybody has a portfolio, they did not create it alone. But so I think that's one thing is, again, how do I bring in the different perspectives to be able to do that? But also because I want a group of people who do what I do, which is to actively try to break my idea. What are the weak spots? What are the things that could be better? What are the areas that weren't quite thought through? Because I think we just naturally fall in love with our ideas. You hand us a white piece of paper, we put an idea on top of it, there's a personal connection to that irrefutably. So, okay, if I'm going to be a little bit blinded to that, how do I have this kind of advisor group that can come back and say, okay, look, you need to think about this, this, and this, and construct that in a way that it's not personal. But I think there is the ability to externalize that. I think that there is the willingness, the hunt to fail fast, to figure out, because I think so much of finding great ideas is finding a lot of really bad ones. Everybody has that process. You start with, what is the obvious place that we would start? Where's that thing that everybody would arrive? But then how do I start working out away from that? How do I start to push that? How do I start to connect those dots differently? And I think it goes back to what I talked about before. How are the people where they've spotted an area of opportunity that maybe other people didn't see? I mean, I've joked for years, like, I mean, I've worked on automotive accounts. There are gas stations I'm banned from in like New York City and Texas and other places because like I worked on Subaru for a long time and I used to go stand at a gas station and wait for like somebody in a WRX to drive up so I go ask them about their car. You get a guy that's 6'4" walking up to you in a gas station. They're car people. Some people love it. Some people call the cops, right? Like, everybody reacts to it a little bit differently. But that was the thing to me was like, okay, how do I put that idea out there? How do I find empathy with it? How do I figure out, does it really work or am I just talking to myself? Because there's an inherent understanding that I think, which is the next thing, that you have to have empathy. And empathy is not that arrogance that says, oh, like, you know, I use this product for a little while, I'm the consumer. You're not. Like 90+% of the time, you're not. You need to go out, you need to spend time with these people because there's a difference between what people do and what they say. So build that empathy with them. And I think like those are the three big ones because it's those ways where, how can I put it out there? How can I get the strongest idea? Because I think the people who hold it tight, who want it to be precious, who don't want anybody to see it, who want to treat it like it's a fragile little object, the world is not going to treat it like a fragile little object. The world is going to treat it as the reality it is. That's why I always get very mad when like a company will put a product out and oh, we'll fix it in 2.0. Consumers don't understand what the hell 2.0 is. They understand the product that's in front of them. And so I think, you know, those are just some of the things. But again, I think that's the challenge though, is that every single person's different.